So as we left off from the last lesson, we were talking about our domain and range. As you now look at this video, it says the 10th grade class is selling bars for a fundraiser. They earn 75 cents for each granola bar that they sell, and they've ordered 300 bars. The function P for, if we are looking at this for our fundraiser, P of B, as we are looking at that, is equal to 0.75 B. So P probably for profit. If we are looking at that, B for bars, so using instead of Y and X or F and X, it says find a reasonable domain and range. So I want you to think, what's the least, if we are thinking about our domain, what's the least number of granola bars we could have? So we have the lowest at 0. What's the most granola bars that we could actually have if we are looking at this? And so the most number of granola bars is going to be up at 300. So we're going to say the bars is between, because you could sell 0 and you could sell up to 300. Now, if that is our domain, the question is, what is our range? Now, the key thing is here, we can't sell a half a granola bar, right? So we're talking about just our whole numbers if we are talking about our domain. If we are not talking about real numbers, you can't sell people a half a granola bar, right? If we are talking about the range, our profit is going to be, well, if we sell 0, we don't make any money, but the biggest profit we could make, profit of our bars, so P of B, is going to be less or equal, and we're going to take 75 cents right now times 300. It gives us $225. Okay, so here, this is going to be for real numbers. Why? Because we can have fractions and decimals, right? If we wanted to say rational numbers, we could say rational numbers also, right? You can have a fraction or a decimal. I would like you to try this next one, and then we'll try and take a look at some of your homework, and if there's some questions that we can answer, and hopefully when you come back in on Monday after the weekend or after doing this assignment tonight, we can take care of any questions. We'll be doing a little more practicing with this functional notation. So try this one now, pause the video, read through the question, and see what you can do. After pausing it, a car travels 32 miles on a gallon. Here is our equation, d of x equals 32x. D is the distance, G is the gallons of gas we use. It can hold up to 17 gallons of fuel in our tank. So what is our domain? The domain is all possible values that we could put in. So we're going to say that our domain is for our gas. That's going to be the x. The least, if we don't put any gas in, 0. The most we can have, 17 gallons is all our whole tank holds. This, again, can be real numbers, because you can put a fourth of a gallon of gas in. So thinking about real numbers or rational. What is our range? Our range is going to be all the possible values that we put in for 0, and we're traveling the distance of 32. If we put in 0 gallons of gas, we go nowhere, 0. But we can go up to 32 times 17. So you're going to take 32 times 17. That gives us our top value, and we're going to put d of x is less or equal to 544. What are we talking about here? This is miles, remember? This was our gallons. And again, could we go any fraction or decimal? It is going to be all real numbers. Now, as you look at your assignment, this is what the worksheet looks like, B2. You are going to be doing these first ones, and we want you to map it. So show the word domain and range, right? You're going to show the domain, you're going to show the range, and then remember, you have to answer, is it a function? And I want you to tell me why or why not. Okay, whatever answer you put down. So make sure you're giving a reason. Use the vertical line test, tell if it's a function and why or why not. Okay, as you continue looking at this worksheet, number 7 is asking you, it says, well, how many words in 9 minutes? If the words, in other words, find W of 9. So you should be able to do that. Look at your notes. Here again, we're using this equation, d of t, but we're trying to find d of 8. In questions 9 through 12, you need to do these, and you might need to do this on a separate sheet because there's not a lot of work you can see, but you're going to first find f of negative 2. Then you're going to find f of negative 1. You're going to find f of 0. You're going to find f of 1, and you're going to find f of 2. So questions 9 through 12 will probably take you the most time. They're not hard. You're just doing like we did in one of our first units, plugging these values in for the x and solving. And then 13 and 14 are asking you about the domain and range. So again, use your notes. I think you guys are going to do great on this. If you do have questions, we will take a look at those when you come in. I don't think we'll take this homework quiz today. We'll probably take this on Monday. So just be ready for that on the looking at what we did in lesson B1. That homework quiz will be Monday, and or the next day we have class. Thanks.